Hello dear viewers and welcome to Inside Agriculture with me Emmanuel Mwemba. Today on the program we tour the Ministry of Agriculture departments just to learn the services that they are offering and how best they are interpreting this year's theme for 98th Agricultural and Commercial Show being held under the theme Fostering Trade and Investment. Join me as I speak to the representative from various departments' stands. Stay tuned. Dear viewers, as we tour the Ministry of Agriculture stands, we begin with Zambia Agriculture Research Institute, ZARI. And right now we speak to Dr. Belinda Kaninga, who is a Programs Officer at Mount Makuru Research Station, ZARI. Doc, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you.
Great. To kickstart the conversation, how is ZARI interpreting this year's theme, Fostering Trade and Investment?
Okay, to start with, ZARI is a department in the Ministry of Agriculture. We are the research department, and our mandate is to generate and adapt soil, water and crop technologies in order to improve agricultural production and productivity. So we develop technologies for agriculture, and for ZARI, our technologies cover the entire crop production cycle, from the soil to the selection of the crop, how it is managed, how it is protected from diseases and pests, all the way up to post-harvest.
Great. Actually, research plays an integral role in agriculture, and without it, actually, a lot of discoveries that have been discovered in agriculture sector can't be known to the farmers. Let's talk about the role that Zambia Agriculture Research Institute plays when it comes to establishing drought-tolerant crops to help farmers actually get adaptable to climate change.
Okay. So, as ZARI, we mainstream climate smartness in all our technologies because we are experiencing climate change and it's here with us, and so we have to adapt. So as ZARI, we develop these varieties for these harsh climatic conditions. With climate change, other than just the drought, there is also disease and pest pressure. There are pests that are coming due to high temperatures, for example, the fall armyworm. And so as ZARI, we are responsive to that, and we have developed varieties that are tolerant to these pests. For example, we have the maize variety which ZAMSID is selling, the MGV 6022, which is a fall armyworm tolerant maize variety. This variety is able to give a good yield even when it is attacked with a fall armyworm. And so we are de-risking agricultural investment by making sure that all our technologies are responsive to harsh climatic conditions.
As we come to the end of this interaction, particularly, what could be your message to the viewers who are watching us right now? Especially for our farmers, agriculture is a business. So this time around, we are encouraging our farmers to take it seriously as a business. And if it's going to be a business, then they have to be deliberate about even the inputs that they apply. So at ZARI, we start by testing your soil, or we encourage you to test your soil, so that your interventions are tailored to the soil conditions as well as the crop need. Then from there, we will expose you to a wide variety of crops and different varieties that you can grow in whatever area you are in. You'll be advised on what is suitable in that area and best practices on how to prevent pests and diseases. And when you have secured your harvest, you've grown it very well using good agricultural practices. We also advise on post-harvest technologies to make to ensure that you secure that harvest. Dr. Kaninga, thank you so much for appearing on Inside Agriculture.
Thank you very much for having me.
Viewers, we are now at the Seed Control and Certification Institute stands, where we are talking to Senior Seeds Officer, Mrs. Charlie Malahuni. Mrs. Charlie, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you, sir, and you are Mr. Mwemba and your team. You are welcome to the Seed Control and the Certification Institute stand.
Great.
Yes.
To kickstart the conversation, how is the Institute interpreting this year's theme, fostering trade and investment?
Thank you for that good question. The theme, fostering trade, investment through, we are interpreting this theme as fostering trade and investment through environmentally sustainable production, which is agricultural production and productivity. What do we mean when we say so? For SCCI, sustainable agriculture or sustainable production and productivity cannot be better explained than what we do as a mandate.
Yeah.
That is done through SCCI facilitating the release of climate smart or climate resilient crop varieties. These are varieties that are able to stand the harsh environment, or that are resilient to the environment, and are also able to utilize nutrients efficiently, meaning very little of resources may be used. For instance, the one which is mostly sought for is nitrogen. So these varieties, some of them are even nutrient fortified. You find that certified varieties, some of them are already fortified maybe with vitamin A, hence vitamin E, vitamin C. These are just but examples. But you also find that these same varieties have got the ability to utilize limited resources much more efficiently than just grain that could be bought on the market. In the other way, we are also interpreting the production and productivity that SCCI, being the certification institute, facilitates the use of certified seed, which is highly which ensures high production and high productivity over a limited amount of resources. There is also the issue of fostering trade. SCCI, you find SCCI as a mandate also facilitates, enacts laws that creates an environment that facilitates trade in the seed industry. Also, SCCI, in facilitating trade, we also ensure that as a ministry, as the Republic of Zambia, there is international accreditation. For instance, SCCI is accredited to the International Seed Testing Association. It's also accredited to the Organization of Economic Development and Cooperation, OECD. We are also in the process, right now we're undergoing a process of, we are being accredited to the EU. We are also accredited to COMESA. All these accreditations, it simply means our processes and our regulations and our certification system is acknowledged internationally or worldwide. What does this mean? This is the same environment that has seen Zambia to be attracting investment in terms of foreign direct investment. You've seen a lot of seed companies coming to Zambia, producing a lot of seed. This is on record. You've seen an increase of seed, as you can see from our charts. Yes. There has been an increase of seed production. For instance, the data for the past 5 years. This is so because the environment that the Ministry of Agriculture has created through SCCI is already enabling. There is also the establishment of other online products that enhance you and I to do business with the Ministry of Agriculture at SCCI in the comfort of the office, like the seed lab, where you are able to follow the processes going on at SCCI, the seed certification system. We are also online on Zambia Electronic Single Window. We are also on GSB, Government Service Bus. This whole explanation is just a summary of what we are doing to interpret this year's theme and and our impact on the industry.
Right. That also prompted me to ask this question. We can't do away from fake seeds, the concerns of fake seeds on the market. I know it's very difficult to identify by looking that this is a quality product and this is a fake one. But what are some of the tips that you can give to the viewers who are watching us, especially farmers, with regards to the identification of quality seeds?
Thank you for that good question. In fact, you can never tell by looking. For instance, if you open that bag, you look at this seed, this illustration here.
Yes.
This is what we find when we move out here. We find people doing this, and we always, it's like the same dish. When she comes, they ask for a variety. They will point at the same dish. When I ask for a certain variety B, the person selling will still point at the same dish. Now, how do we identify certified seed?
Yes.
Certified seed, to begin with, should be bought from a registered seed dealer or a licensed seed dealer. Apart from, and when you go in there, the certificate should be seen. We are going to look at the certificates. The certificate should be valid. Secondly, the seed itself, the bag itself, when you look at it, there should be a label. As you can see that label has got all the details of the seed. Every seed lot or every defined quantity of seed in Zambia is identified through the label. So the label contains the name of the company, the variety, the maturity, and all those aspects, the seed testing aspects that we talked about.
Yes.
And from the inspections, even the details of the inspector who dealt on that seed lot, all the information is there. And it will be interesting to know that very soon we are going further, even to put barcodes there to ensure that when you just swipe with your smartphone, it will show whether it's fake seed or not. So at the moment, let's make do with what we have. At least let's buy seed from registered seed growers, seed that is well labeled and well packaged, not like the one that is over here, where it's being sold like grain. Because some people take it like that anything that you plant and germinates is seed. No, when you plant anything that is just planted under the street, that one we just say that is just grain. Otherwise, our advice is that buy certified seed.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Charlie Malawuli, for appearing on Inside Agriculture.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
Great.
It was also my pleasure.
As usual.
Thank you.
Viewers, that was Mrs. Charlie Malawuli, Senior Seeds Officer from Seeds Control and Certification Institute, a department in the Ministry of Agriculture. Stay good as we keep on touring the departments in the Ministry of Agriculture. Viewers, we are now at Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Service stand, and talking to us is Mr. Pritchard Mukua, who is the Principal Plant Health Inspector from the same department. Mr. Mukua, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Happy to be here and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
As usual.
Yeah.
To kickstart the conversation, how is the department interpreting this year's theme for 98th Agricultural and Commercial Show?
Okay. Allow me first of all to introduce the department itself.
Yes.
We're one of the departments in the Ministry of Agriculture, Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Service, and our mandate basically is to prevent the introduction and spread of invasive plant pests. As we are doing that, of course, we facilitate agricultural trade, imports, exports, and transits. And as you know, as we are facilitating trade, there's a likelihood that pests and diseases can be introduced or spread around the country or even outside the country, which we don't want to do. And that's basically what our mandate is all about. So this is enshrined in the Plant Pests and Diseases Act, Cap 233 of the laws of Zambia. So when we come to interpreting of the theme for this year, of course, we're looking at fostering trade and investments. Ours is actually creating an enabling environment for trade to be able to take place, because we believe that when you have a good environment, an enabling environment for people to be able to trade, get their documentation for imports, exports, that gives an opportunity, or it gives birth to more investments into the country. I'll give you an example. For trade to take place, you need to have confidence of your trading partners. That is when it comes to exports. So for us to do that, there are a number of activities that we do as as a department. One of them is actually pest surveillance. We go in the fields, agricultural fields, marked for exports. Even those that don't marked for exports, because they can also harbor various pests. So we check for the pests that are there. We maintain a pest database, and that is what also helps us to inform our trading partners of the pests that we have if they ask for certain pest information. That itself is also very key, feeding into what we call market access of agricultural commodities. So what normally happens is that if we're negotiating for market access, there will be the issue of providing pest information. There will be an aspect where you do pest risk analysis, which actually helps you to generate information that is required to feed into market access of specific commodities for specific markets that you're looking at with your trading partners. That's one aspect. Then there's the issue of inspections. Inspections, you are checking your commodities that are either earmarked for exports, which is key, but also those that are coming in to ensure that they are free from invasive plant pests. Then there are also other activities that we do, like development of SOPs, standard operating procedures, which are key in ensuring that whatever you do from one station to the other, it's uniformly done. Not this side you're doing something that is different from the other side. Now when you look at all these aspects and you put them together, including things like pest diagnostics, because as we facilitate trade, we're using science to facilitate trade, remember that. So whatever you get from the field, you want to take it to the laboratory to have it analyzed. That is under plant diagnostics. It gives you confidence to be able to certify and say this consignment is fit for export. So when you look at all these aspects that I've spoken about, they are creating an environment that is conducive for people who are investing in agriculture to be able to trade. Once you have that, you have the confidence from the investors to pump in more money into the economy, into the agricultural sector, to be specific.
Viewers, that was Mr. Richard Mukua, Principal Plant Health Inspector from Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Services, just there to explain the services that the department is offering and how best you can access them. Viewers, we now speak to Department of Agribusiness and Marketing, Principal Agricultural Economist and Market Support, Mrs. Muinga Chiruwe. Mrs. Chiruwe, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Glad to be here.
As usual. To kickstart the conversation, how is the department interpreting this year's theme, fostering trade and investment?
Well, Mr. Mwemba, actually the theme fits right into what the Department of Agribusiness and Marketing does. We are the business end of the Ministry of Agriculture. We commercialize what is produced. So we foster trade. We are the ones that are responsible for ensuring that everything that is produced finds an appropriate market for it, and their farmers are able to have incomes because they are able to sell. And we are also the ones that are working on attracting investments in the sector to come in and grow the agricultural sector.
Right.
So the theme for this year is sitting right where we are. So if you even see what we have around the stand, we are investment proposals that we've set up here. We are setting up what our trade marketing channels, what are the trade portals that we're using to be able to, for our farmers and also the other producers to be able to find markets for what they are doing.
Great. For the viewers who are watching us right now and they are maybe not aware of the services that the Department of Agribusiness and Marketing offers, can you just walk us through the services that the department offers?
Okay. So the Department of Agribusiness and Marketing is responsible for providing market information. So if you wanted to know, for instance, how much is the price of maize, across the country. We produce monthly bulletins that are able to give you, we watch about 14 commodities, and in those commodities we collect the price information from every district around the country, and we then collect it into one bulletin that we publish every month, which you can find on our website. And that bulletin has all the average prices across the different districts. That's one of the things we do. We are also doing trade facilitation. As I mentioned before, we are responsible for ensuring that those who want to import and export are able to do that without challenges. Even if you also just want to transit your goods through Zambia, we provide permits. So we provide import and export permits, and those that anyone who wants to import and export is able to do. All they need to have is a TP. So as long as they have a taxpayer identification number, they can register. The services are online. It's called a Zambia Electronic Single Window. The portal is online. They are able to do it from the comfort of their homes, on their phone, even on their computers. They are able to do that to import and export agricultural commodities. The other thing that we do, which is very famous, is Farmer Input Support Program.
Oh yeah.
So our department is responsible for that program. So we assist farmers, smallholder farmers, to access inputs so that they are able to grow their commodities and be able to not only sustain themselves. The idea is not to sustain themselves, but the idea is for them to have income so that they can take care of their other needs. Beyond that, I'm sure you're aware that recently there was a new program that was introduced. This is going to be the third season running now, the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility. That facility is also providing access to credit to those who are emergent farmers, specifically targeted, that are in this program. They are farming. They've been at least farming for 2 years, and they want to scale. They want to make sure that their business grows. They are able to access financing through the banks, where the government is sharing the risk with the banks, and as the interest rates have been reduced.
Yours, that was Mrs. Winga Chibuwe, Principal Agricultural Economist, Market Support from the Department of Agribusiness and Marketing. Right now we speak to the Department of Agriculture. Stay tuned. Dear viewers, we now speak to Department of Agriculture, which is the engine in the Ministry of Agriculture. We talk to Principal Agriculture Officer and Sustainability Specialist, Dr. Albert Somanje. Dr. Somanje, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you very much.
Great. To kickstart the conversation, how is the Department of Agriculture interpreting this year's theme for 98th Agriculture and Commercial Show, which is fostering trade and investment?
Well, the Department of Agriculture has got a number of initiatives that speaks to the theme for this year, fostering trade and investment. So the ministry has invested in a number of initiatives. The first one, I would say, is Mechanization 360, where we've distributed tractors to all the farm institute and farmer training centers to mechanize and improve agricultural production and productivity in all parts of the country. These service centers has got a fully functional equipped tractor, harvesters, shellers to help out with farmers as well as planters. Apart from that, there's a presidential irrigation initiative where we are trying to increase the area under irrigation, as well as increase production and productivity of rain season. As you know, most of the farmers rely on rain-fed agriculture, but we are trying to expand that land under irrigation to support climate resiliency and climate change adaptation. We have another initiative that is crop diversification. This is where we are applying to grow crops. You know, we are relying on maize all the time, but we want farmers to produce more than maize so they can venture in a number of other crops, so that when we are hit by drought, there are other crops that can still survive. We have got different growing periods in terms of time, with minimum rainfall as well as others are drought-tolerant varieties that farmers can venture in. In short, enterprise diversification at household level. That also improves in terms of resiliency and in terms of income generating when it comes to high value crops that are also good for trade beyond the country. We also have food and nutrition initiative where we are creating centers of excellence training farmers on processing, value addition, solar drying, as well as preservation of food. That also links to diversity in diet and nutrition for household food security.
Right.
We also have an initiative of e-extension where much of the work is being driven in terms of extension using technology. So we have farmers that have been trained, more than 1.7 million, trained in climate smart agriculture. We've got farmer field schools that have been set up, demonstration centers, and we've got an app e-extension platform, Mulimi 360, that enhances communication and service delivery to farmers.
From the Department of Agriculture, what message do you have for the viewers who are watching us right now, especially farmers?
Well, for farmers, first and foremost, building resiliency, it means planning. You have to plan your agriculture production and productivity cycle based on the information that is available. With climate at the center stage and sustainability, planning with weather information is critical. Planning with weather information becomes critical so that they know what crop to grow depending on the season, and when the season will start, when the season will end, so that they know which variety is suitable for their area and for that particular season. That is critical. So they can get this information to their nearest camp officers. We've got camp officers dotted across the country, district offices, provincial centers. All these can provide agricultural services to our farmers.
Great. Dr. Somanje, thank you so much for making an appearance on Inside Agriculture.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, dear viewers. This is where we've come to the end of the program. Hope you have learned one or two things on the services that the departments in the Ministry of Agriculture they are offering and how best you can take advantage of them to boost your farming activities and also sell your products at an advantage with right connection. From me, Emmanuel Mwemba, and the camera personnel, Miembe Wanga, not forgetting the entire Zanis production team, this is where we say goodbye and continue enjoying the rest of our programming.